Welcome back, everybody. Hopefully you've caught your breath, rehydrated, and readied yourself here for Game 2. Game 1 was a banger. Very close in the first 20-30 minutes between BetBoom and Team Spirit, but Pure's Lena and Nightfall's Beastmaster in particular really taking the edge and taking that Game 1 victory. Trent, I mean, what can we expect in the games to come?
It's a good question, because they came into this planning on letting the Lena through, it would appear, considering they left it in the pool, had first pick, and did not take it. So one would assume that they are very comfortable giving the Lena, at least at the start of this, as long as they had the clockwork to help safeguard it. And I don't know if that's necessarily the wrong way to think about it. Maybe they just needed to help that clockwork out a little bit further. On the other hand, BetBoom have now won 3 games straight, actually 4 games straight on Lena.
Oh, yeah, it might be an option just to remove that, because we've also seen Team Spirit are kind of averse to picking it themselves, right? They've had one game, and they did win that against Virtus Pro, the most recent series, where Yatoro took it. But yeah, it feels like they're kind of uncomfortable taking Lena as a flexible hero for mid or safe lane, and Yatoro much more happy playing things like Ursa or even Ember Spirit from time to time.
Yeah, it's I guess that actually makes them undefeated on the Lena now too, since that's all just this DPC season. So yeah, I don't know. I probably wouldn't give it to them again. I do think the hero has proven that she's really frustrating and difficult to handle. But we always have the Brood, who's also taking up a slot too these days.
Yeah.
So now that being said, BetBoom have also banned it several times. Team Spirit always ban Brood though. Have they even played Brood?
I don't think so.
No.
Does Collapse play? Well, I feel like we had this discussion early days, right? Does Collapse play Brood, and then they just ban it every game?
Team Spirit.
Yeah, they lost to it. Or sorry, they defeated Navi's Brood once, but then after that, they just still banned it every time. Maybe the scrims weren't going too hot versus the hero or something.
Yeah, just don't let it through. And the same bans again from BetBoom, Enchantress and Snapfire. And we've seen a little bit of Enchantress here and there in Eastern Europe. Snapfire definitely has been one of the big keys to Team Spirit's victories. Very, very flexible. And Mirror, Collapse, and Lal across 3 different roles. Very adept at utilizing that hero.
All right, now, here's a question. Do they pick the Lena? Because, if I recall correctly, Save used to play 4 Lena. He's actually one of the best 4 Lenas back in the day. So, and kind of when no one else was doing it. So maybe they could even do a little bit of trickery here with an early Lena, and then if it gets mega hardcore countered, which I don't even know if that's possible, obviously, with this hero. But if they really aren't digging it, they could theoretically throw it over to Save.
Well, that's the thing, right? They played Lena into a clockwork and still won. So I feel like your confidence has to be skyrocketing right now. And BetBoom, well, they opt to go for the Death Prophet first off. And definitely an impactful hero in the hands of Nightfall or GPK. Could even slip into the position 5 if they desperately need to move things around. But this very often gives you 6-minute, 7-minute tier 1 tower in enemy safe lane, then shift into mid with catapult waves 10 minutes. As long as you're able to use your exorcism and keep that rolling, you look very good. But if you're pressured or tri-laned against, she can suffer a little bit.
Yeah, and there's Tusk and Clockwork still left in the pool as well. But the Rubik is also still in. Got ignored in the first phase last game, then eventually banned. But this hero has been looking fantastic pretty much across the entirety of the DPC for every region. Everyone loves playing this hero in their pubs. And he just feels like he gets stronger and stronger. The shard feels great in the mid and the late game. And speaking of heroes getting stronger and stronger and showing up everywhere, Nature's Prophet, another one on that list, will be joining us this time.
Yeah, and Rubik, another one of those heroes, very good in multiple hands. Could be that Maposhka, could be Mira, not quite sure where it's heading. We've seen plenty of position 5 Rubiks nowadays, even a couple of mid Rubiks. But I doubt we'll see that come out here. That's been 9, I think, that's played it a couple of times, but I don't believe we've seen it in Eastern Europe yet.
Why do you think they want the Yadoro Nature's Prophet, assuming it's Yadoro's hero, instead of the Yadoro Lena?
I feel like it's just one of those things where Yatoro is so deep in the counterculture of Dota 2 and not picking the meta heroes. He picks a different hero every game unless it's Ursa. He doesn't want to be
shaved his head, guys. He's real punk.
He is. He's
counterculture.
He's got a little anarchy symbol, tattooed and badged to his leather jacket. He's got studs everywhere. I really think he's one of those guys that doesn't want to be defined by the meta. He wants to be the one defining it. I'm shaking my table here. I'm getting so excited.
He has that affliction. He's like, The people who just want to play the low tier hero, like, oh, my hero's meta now. Ugh, I don't want to play it. I actually feel that. I do feel that way. When my hero's too strong, it makes me not want to play it as much.
Yeah, I generally think that's something that's in the back of his mind from time to time. But I also kind of see this as more of a collapse prophet, and I've enjoyed watching offlane prophets more than the safe lane ones. That might be because of the whole Hand of Midas controversy, but the Gleipnir Aghanims build just seems like such a good offlane build, and you become the position 1 anyway as a Nature's Prophet. Why make him your position 1 when you can have 2 position 1s?
Don't listen to the FUD, okay?
5 seconds
the fear,
remaining.
the uncertainty, the doubt. Yadro won with a 9-minute Midas last time. He went Midas Gleipnir, and he won the game. All right? They didn't include that in their little Nature's Prophet thing, huh? That was a 24-minute win. Okay?
Well, the logic is,
winner.
If you bought a Midas on Prophet and won, you would have won anyway, in the wise words of Excalibur.
I mean, that's probably true, but...
Yeah. Well, BetBoom, Beastmaster. So now we've kind of locked in the Beastmaster for Nightfall, GPK DP. Again, just reiterating there's the potential for DP to be a Toronto Tokyo hero, but I feel like that's your 2 and 3 locked in. And then second phase is going to be your 2 supports?
Potentially. I don't know. I'm kind of feeling the Toronto Tokyo DP. I'm not going to lie. I almost feel like it's more likely.
Okay.
Simply because of the ability for that, like, I don't know, like secondary amount of push. It feels like it's a lot to do these 2 as core.
Who was it solo? It was
solo, yeah,
right?
For Hellraisers. It looked really strong too. And in that lineup, they had relatively weak pushing, I believe, and he actually helped secure a lot of objectives just with the ulti in the mid game too. Like tier 2s and Roche felt a lot easier after some fights because he'd actually held on to the exorcism. Because he, like, if you think about how like a 5 DB plays, it can actually be kind of hard to use the exorcism in an engagement, but your silence is so strong. Your nukes are good. Sometimes you can even get a little bit of spirit siphon work going if someone goes on you. But then like the ulti was often remaining after the fights.
And it's ready to go push some towers. Spirit taking quite a bit of time here on this 4th ban. I mean, who you're up against? You're against Save and Toronto Tokyo. So I guess Clockwork is in their minds as an option to ban against Toronto Tokyo, unless they think like you do, DP could be 5. What's another Save hero? Because Hoodwink that they've already banned is an incredible one for him.
I mean, there's Earth Spirit, but you know, there's Tusk is also still in. If we're thinking that, you know, but again, that it tends to be these range heroes with the Beastmaster. This is probably going to be, you know, I don't think we're doing like the position 1 Beastmaster or anything too crazy here. So it's more than likely you're looking for the range heroes. And they'll get rid of that Lina too.
There's still Mirana out there as well, which we haven't seen.
Well, that's true.
Quite she's kind of gone under the radar for the past couple of series in Eastern Europe, for me at least, the ones that we've been covering.
Yeah, she fell off a little bit. There's also still Ricky. If they wanted to do like a 4 CM and like a 5 Ricky or something.
5 seconds.
Or the 4 Mirana and the 5 Ricky, yeah.
Yeah, Ricky, Mirana, Naga come in as your 3rd picks.
I kind of like that. You know, you're already up a game. You go Ricky, Mirana here. You see if you can cheese your way a little bit of a win here for the Sleeping Dart.
Yeah, it would be pretty nasty, honestly. Like, how does Naga do against Nature's Prophet? Because I feel like Naga wins that no matter the stage of the game.
Yeah, unless you just get rolled because Nature's Prophet like TPs to a bunch of fights early and your teammates are dying while you're still farming.
Yeah, it does have that.
Speaking of getting rolled, where are the fat rolls? Where are these pudges? Because I was really enjoying all the Pudge games that Western Europe had. I feel like I watched some of their replays, some of their games live. I see Pudge popping up. I feel like we have not been blessed with much Pudge.
Yeah, we really haven't, like, at all.
I'm gonna look. How much Pudge have we had?
Been ignored a bit.
In our region, we've had one. Is that one Pudge?
A singular Pudge.
Oh wait, hold on. Sorry.
Who was it? Was it Krillat playing
That's
it?
not reading. We had 3 Pudges.
5
My apologies.
seconds remaining.
Okay.
But yeah, he went 2 and 1 for the old Virtus Pro and Nemiga, each with a win, I believe. And and Nemiga with 1 loss too. So there you go.
Okay.
But yeah, more Pudge. When do we see Pudge though? I guess. We had the first like the squishier mids, like the Leshraks and stuff. But the Tusk now does appear.
He sure does. All right, pretty good at getting it on top of the DP. A couple of elements of control here from Tusk and Rubik to catch out her before she gets off her exo.
10 seconds remaining.
I'm wondering what lane they put them in, though. I guess they're just keeping it open. But I guess you want, if it's one
5
Prophet,
seconds
it just depends
remaining.
where Prophet's going then, right?
Exactly.
One Prophet, you put the Tusk with him, or just put the Tusk with the Prophet no matter
Dire
what.
team pick.
Yeah, both very flexible.
Hey.
Oh, part one.
Ricky.
I mean, the silence is pretty annoying for Dusk. I think Mirana's just like the best 4. They don't have to go full out for the Ricky. They could, well, you know, actually with Tusk and Talker both gone. Could they do double
5
range support and just do
seconds
the
remaining.
DP
Mid?
Yeah, well, I'm thinking like just do the DP5 too. But then I'm thinking, what position 1 do I want right now? Because I'm definitely not getting Yadro 0, so I'd have to be picking a mid right now. All right, pick the tiny. Okay, still very flexible.
You don't know where these heroes are going apart from Nightfall Beastmaster, pretty much. So Team Spirit need to show a bit of their hand now. I guess if you pick your mid laner now, you've still got the option to flip the Nature's Prophet. Heading into that last
5
pick.
seconds remaining.
But who do they want? Like,
Yeah.
is it Lal? Like, Bloodseeker's banned by the enemy team, so maybe Pango would work out here for them.
Ooh, it's pretty high.
I kind of want more teamfight chaos and... Okay, so 3... Wait, hang on. So there's one thing we haven't talked about is mid Prophet, which was a staple for Eastern Europe for a long time. So that's a potential, especially with this position 1 TB now being picked for Yatoro.
The Yadro TB. Interesting.
Dire
Okay.
team ban.
They're gonna get rid of the pure drow. I mean TB classics. I mean, we always bring up the PL because statistically, and wasn't that Pure's like big hero when he was epileptic kid? Wasn't that like how he popped off in the first place? Was just PL playing?
I don't remember.
I feel like that was like his number 1 hero. I think he was just like crushing it on PL all the time, and he was really annoying. But you know, obviously that hero's fallen off pretty hard.
Yeah, lots of heroes to choose from. What is that final pick for BetBoom? Lesh, Naga gone, so we don't get that Naga Siren. Would have been very irritating to have Naga Illusions and Beastmaster pushing.
I'm a dumbass. I'm thinking about
Nightfall's
I got my tags mixed up. Like I got Kingslayers, I got Pure, I got
5 seconds remaining.
So many name changes.
Oh, sorry. But to be fair though, he was a sick PL. So you know, if he's whispering in Pure's ear right now, Nightfall's like, yo, but trust me. I was popping off on PL.
Team Spirit's turn to pick.
But the monkey.
All right, the monkey king.
Yeah, return to him. So what do they got now? They've got Roar, Wukong's Command. They've got tons of stuns. Every hero here with an element of control. Team Spirit. I kind of want a Spirit. I want Lal to be on an Ember or a Storm or something that can, you know, scout in the trees, utilize the vision that Tusk and Prophet are giving you, and play the map while TB's farming a bit. But
what about Tusk mid?
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, I worry about the greed. You know, TB and Prophet, they are both position 1 heroes. No matter where they're playing, they are gathering a lot of the farm on the map. So this needs to be a Lal hero, or it's the Tusk mid, and this needs to be a mirror hero that plays actively with the rest of them.
Okay, we're just never fighting.
That's greedy as well.
We're never fighting.
We've seen the rise of Kotl recently, but we've also seen Kotl get their camps blocked and do nothing at all for the first 10 minutes.
All right. This is going to be something. So Toronto has taken the Mirana, so that should settle everything else down. Well, I guess that's not necessarily true, is it? Because they haven't quite chosen. GBK's like, I don't know.
Do I want to play Tiny or DP?
Presumably, a 4 DP sounds kind of ugly right now. So I'm guessing
do you want double melee offlane, though, against a TB Rubik?
I don't know if you have a choice. I mean, you could just... I don't know. That seems kind of crazy, though. Oh, they're doing it.
They're doing it.
4 DP, 5 Mirana. That's an ugly support duo, I gotta say. That's...
Yeah. A little bit wonky. It feels like Team Spirit have the better all-round draft. Tons of tower push, lots of ways to pressure the map with this TB and Nature's Prophet. And I think really a lot of focus here has to be on Lol's Keeper of the Light. Do we have those camps blocked by sentries early by BetBoom? Do we have moves into mid? A straight arrow or a toss back from GPK's Tiny could make this Kotal's life a little more difficult. But I love the support duo of Team Spirit. Tusk, Rubik just tick so many boxes.
It really does. I'm so surprised. I guess maybe because they just want GPK to get his blink and just like blow up Yadro and Larl and collapse and try and like instead of trying to like get a DP leveled and fight objectives. But anyway.
Yeah, before we get started, of course, we have a quick little video here from EGB.
Bets on esports, bets on streamers, impressive bonus system. Welcome bonus up to $600, cashback, artifacts, regular promotions, daily giveaways. Try yourself as a bookmaker. Great lines. EGB.com, more than just a bookmaker.
Welcome back to Game 2 between Team Spirit and BetBoom. And just to reiterate what we've been talking about the past couple of hours, it is top of the table here in Eastern Europe for Tour 1 Div 1 of the DPC. Both at 6-0 in series wins, as BetBoom did take Game 1 here in a best of 3. So Team Spirit looking to try and even things out, get themselves those additional 120 DPC points that are at stake here. And Trent, these two drafts, a little spicy from BetBoom, but I think Team Spirit, I'm leaning towards them.
Yeah, I think BetBoom have definitely shifted things up just purely for the lanes, as you said. Like, they didn't want the double melee action happening there. But we'll see. Obviously, a lot of teams have lost their games in the lane, so you can kind of understand why they don't want to make that rough. But the 4DP 5 Mirana, it just does not feel very secure to me, I guess. Like, it feels very difficult to make moves. Toronto Tokyo has some okay setups. I mean, there's like Roar and like Tiny Plays and Boundless Strike even can be used to link an arrow, but it's not the clean setups that you like to see, and I think the pair itself just does not have a lot of synergy together.
Yeah, it's not like one of those catch and kill combos where you go smokers 2 and hunt in the jungle. They're going to be playing and holding hands with their core heroes, really, it feels like. And I think there's a lot on GPK's shoulders again as this Tiny. His Blink Dagger, I kind of like this Treads build we've seen from mid-Tinies, but he may have to bypass those and go straight for the Blink to make that action happen. We'll see what he decides. Because he's the one that really has to play into the side lanes. Monkey King wants to stay top, Beastmaster wants to stay bottom. They're not really migration heroes. They don't leave their lanes. They stay. They stick to it.
Yeah, and one thing, as you were sort of mentioning, we haven't seen the rise of this Coddle. It's becoming more and more popular. But this is a Radiant side Coddle, and teams loving the Dire lately. Dire's been having more success overall in Dota 2, and part of that is that early jungle, the ability to farm like 4 camps pretty easily, all next to each other. Radiant side's kind of ugly in that regard, especially for you think about how Coddle farms. Like, how many camps can he actually double hit? Just one set? Really? I mean, you can kind of do a pull in the middle, I guess. It's not as efficient, though. It's not nearly as easy in comparison. You basically need, like, your ulti to do, like, cool double farming strats.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't feel as good as Dire. I think you're right there. Well, Toronto Tokyo already losing his courier. Early days. Mira on this Rubik will grab it. So they do have that Rubik and Nature's Prophet lane top against the Monkey King and Mirana. And that means they've got the double melee down in the bottom lane, Tusk and TB. So I guess here, having Snowball, Shards, even just the tag team, you can trade more effectively against a Death Prophet in those 1v1 scenarios you create for yourself.
And I think part of the reason, though, would be the bounce back is pretty nice versus the Monkey King. And you can actually ruin the Wukong's command. That's kind of why I sort of wanted a mid-tusk, even though I know Ags doesn't come out that fast anyway. But that's always a fun one. So we'll see if that actually comes into play. It's a bit of a niche one, but between Telekinesis and the Blinding Light, there's a chance, I guess, that they can do it. And when there's no Wukongs, it does just ruin the engagement for a Monkey King in most instances.
Super important tool for him. So far looking decent, though. 9 last hits for Pure. Collapse Nature's Prophet sat at 5, so a few struggles here. It seems Toronto Tokyo doing his job very well. Just killing off Treants, pinging away at people with this double Starstorm landing. And even getting a harass in there with a Boundless Strike. It's down at bottom. They do use the Metamorphosis. Yatoro just trying to kill off Nightfall. Now, a bit of a chase onto save, but it comes to a close. And Beastmaster 10 last hits. Nightfall has had some spectacular games through the season so far, and this series has been no different.
Yeah, just right back at it. Hopping on to one of his favorite heroes.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about BetBoom kind of being best in slot across all of their roles. Team Spirit, you know, TI winners. They've got a lot of very skilled players here. I kind of wonder what the... Well, they go on Nightfall. Tag team with the shards. Damage from the TB. It's a lot of punching onto the Beastmaster. And First Blood will be claimed by Yatoro. Saved could not live up to his name and keep the Beastmaster alive. I just wonder what the average MMR in this game is. Like 11k or something?
Yeah, it's a bit of a big one here. Oh, the TP home from the NP up top here is Mira's left off to his own devices. But guess what? That's just collapse. Again, regened up. Anything that he wants back from home. And immediately returning. So, but the last hits for Pure, like I said, still just doing great. 17 last hits right now. Collapse doing okay as well. And the wave is pulled out far enough that they're not being like bullied. They have the treants as well, so Toronto Tokyo can't just like YOLO arrow. So he's got 2 points in the Starstorm. He doesn't have good setup anyway. He's just trying to harass on Amira. It's a significant amount of his life there. As mid lane as well, also being spammed out here by the Coddle, as that hero loves to do. But
yeah,
I'm looking forward to see how he's going to farm.
He clipped the creep wave under tower, so he keeps the pressure onto GPK. Unfortunately, the tower aggroed on the Coddle, so he had to cancel one of his Illuminates early. So far, a tiny 23 and 12. Coming out on top pretty heavily in that mid lane. Doubling up. I mean, if you count denies, tripling up on the Keeper of the Light, basically.
He's got that big punch. Coddle just wants to get his own. Taking his thing. He's not going to be denying any creeps.
He's just going to be so
also,
I don't consider myself the best player.
That is true. That is kind of insane that this is happening in a wave without summons. This looks like a summons lane. To have 13 denies.
Yeah.
I feel like Laurel...
denies? No. Oh, jump off the top. Mira. Struck by the Boundless. And looks like Toronto Tokyo with Pure should be able to kill the Rubik without too many struggles, but the Treant's irritating Pure. Needs to jump off the canopy and get in towards the Rubik while Collapse throws a few projectiles his way. The Sprout comes. Pure will be able to cut through with a Quelling Blade, but he's out of regen. Doesn't have anything left to give, and their final touches. Collapse gets the trade. Feed the trees. You can't jump on them.
Yeah, he tried to tree as well. He tried to use the Ironwood branch to block the vision before the last right click came out, but it didn't work this time.
Oh, you're right.
A nice fancy play people go for it, but that just costs you an additional 50 gold.
And now Collapse looking incredibly strong while Yatoro kills Nightfall but dies himself as Save stuck around to do that return damage to him.
Looks like he might have bought out before going for that because he has like 0 gold, so might have been worth. I didn't get a chance with the recap.
Yeah, and I guess every second you delay that helm on the Beastmaster is another 10-20 seconds while he's dead. He's not farming and the pressure is off you. They might go back again on to save. Yatoro respawns the TP straight down bottom. The tag team doing an awful lot of damage to this DP. Pops the fairy fire, but it won't be enough. And the bottom lane for the Dire, always down a hero.
It's so much damage, even without the meta being up too, right? So once that comes back up, you can imagine it's going to be very difficult for him to actually stick in this lane. Pure body blocks and Sprouted here.
Tries to cut himself through the forest. Another Quelling cut and a jump to the high ground onto the treetops, and he's out of there. Courier nearly dies to the Nature's Prophet wrapping in from behind. It's not a comfortable time for Pure, needing to salve and tango back up.
And you're looking at it too, right? And you're like, yeah, he's got no points in Jingu because it's double ranged in this lane, so he can't really benefit from that. So you think about these big turnaround plays where you have the massive boundless strike for all the HP. It's just not there. He just has to try and escape and get into a salve.
That's a good point. Yeah, double range against that Monkey King working out big time. And it looks like Lal has now evacuated mid. 2,200 net worth on the DP. Bottom of the cores, trying to start the stacks in the jungle. A really rough time for him, though. Only level 6 on the Kothel, while we see GPK's Tiny halfway through level 7. Illusion Rune bottled. Finds a couple of bounties on his way down to bottom as Neposhka, close to death, gets away from the Spirit Siphon thanks to his shards, but with axes and a few more hits in here. Oh, the raindrops stopping that crit swarm damage. He does live. And GBK didn't make the full move. Doesn't come bottom, returns to mid instead.
Yeah, too many creeps coming in. Probably the right call. A bit difficult to actually bring down the Terrorblade in that moment. Didn't have the best power rune either, unfortunately, getting the Invis rune or the illusion rune. So.
Yeah.
And Laryl just trying to farm, and man, it is slow going.
The best player.
It's quite a challenge for him.
I mean, he's the same net worth as the Beastmaster right now.
I guess upside is Monkey King has been kept away from the creeps quite effectively by that top lane of Collapse and Mira. But now we get the active rune o'clock, regen rune grabbed by Miposhka bottom, keeping save away from
body
him.
block by GBK.
Body block into the arrow, avalanche toss, combo down the Rubik. A freebie kill for GPK, and that's another step closer to Blink Dagger. 1,300 gold saved up.
And that death, you know, space for Pure. He's caught back up to this Nature's Prophet after being bullied a little bit at the start. Well, it's kind of like he was doing well, and the Prophet was doing well, and now he's doing well again, so they're just sort of evening up here. Looking to see whose support can make the play. There is a Boundless here into Arrow, but it's 1,000 HP.
Yeah.
And down bottom as well, Save also just pressuring onto Miposhka. It's tense on both side lanes right now as GBK makes the rotation.
Yeah, she pressuring into him, or is the turnaround going to pay off? Because Lal is here on a snowball forward, clipping onto Nightfall with the Illuminate. A lot of blast damage onto the Beastmaster, while Yatoro turned around on with the Avalanche toss. They get the TB. GPK, oh, I don't know if he can get any more without additional assistance. Lal is a tasty treat, but I don't think GPK has got the appetite to keep on fighting. Ice Shard, Blinding Light, pushes him over the wrong side of the Igloo, and the Avalanche, well, snowball back. Actually going to catch out GPK's Tiny. Where are the TPs? Where's my team? Save comes in a little too late. Nobody else coming to this bottom lane.
Careful now.
Miposhka, they're just toying with them now. Save getting punched around inside that tag team, but finally killed off after he takes down Save's life. Collapse joins in the fight right towards the tail end. And conclusion being tier 1 tower being pushed in.
Big Nature's Prophet moving even up top. Mira's still bullying Pure at the same time. Hit him with a Fable, driving him back to the tower. So they are going to hopefully punish this, though, as they're hunting for Mira.
For a 10-minute fight recap, that's pretty nutty, honestly. 6 heroes dying, 12,000 damage being done, but top lane, they're onto Pure and blowing him up with his Keeper of the Light. Boots of Travel and Earn, apparently all he needs. Miposhka and Mira want Toronto Tokyo as well, but there are 2 leaps here for the Mirana. Doesn't use one immediately. Fairy Fire, double leap away from them. There's no telekinesis, but there is a Fade Bolt to finish the job.
I think Laryl misunderstood how this hero is supposed to work. Someone told him, yeah, you just, you do the stacks and attack. Just go and attack. Okay, I will go and attack. He is not farming stacks at all, Coddle. He's just showing up and blasting the damage, and it's working wonders. He queued up the Spirit Vessel instantly earlier. Possibly also partially why he wanted this hero, like going right into the Spirit Vessel versus the Monkey King, as well as a Death Prophet in case maybe it wound up being a core. Kind of a cool option.
So go and stack became go attack.
Yeah. And that's, it was a language issue.
Oh, dear. Well, it's working out for him. Maybe lost in translation, but he's found it. Tier 1 bottom, down to the Exo, Catapult Wave, as Nightfall with Save makes short work of that objective. Collapse doing the same thing top lane, though. So again, one of these very even mirrored games where both teams are aiming for pretty much the same objectives on opposite sides of the map. Miposhka breaking up the staircase. They'll lead the charge with the Treants. They're trying to scout out any vision that BetBoom has around here. But it is just the Mirana safeguarding a little bit of farm for Pure up top. And Team Spirit, the ones coming out with a minor lead as this laning stage fully breaks down now. TB right at the top of the net worth. But it's also a key time for BetBoom with his Blink Dagger on Tiny.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Good dire scan. Understanding there's a number of heroes, 3 of them in fact, in that top jungle. So they'll smoke with GPK and Toronto Tokyo.
This is the turn.
This is the important part, right? If you find Kotl, it is huge.
Look at this ward, though. It's going to help.
Avalanche toss into the arrow. Perfectly played by BetBoom. First showing of the Blink Dagger gets the kill on the map. Maybe Spirit, as they TP into mid, want to catch GPK, but he sidesteps the green arrow from Mira. Still zapped down as Yatoro with his meta. takes out the Tiny. So mid for mid and catching save with a lift back into the sentry. Moonlight Shadow giving a little bit of safety, but the damage looks pretty good. The Spirit Siphon's enough. 20 health remaining. Any more catch? The snowball. How's he seen
the ward.
He's got the high ground vision. Who placed that? Miposhka with the ward down.
Yeah. Helping himself get a kill. That'll probably get dewarded, but you know what? Yeah, you'll take it. Keep her off the map, keep the pressure up, and also drive Pure back a little bit here as he doesn't feel quite as comfortable farming even a small camp after losing his Death Prophet. Well, Nightfall trying to find some small gains down here of just doing some neutral, stacking the Ancients, and hoping to bring his team back into some relevancy here with the Vlad's coming up next for his Helm of the Overlord.
And starting to slip a little bit for BetBoom.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Boschke
attack.
playing very forward in that top jungle under. There's a little bit of vision, but the Dire has an odds on the high ground as well. So they'll punish him for his over-eagerness to scout them out. What's Michael tipping collapse for?
You know, respect. You know, off-laners, doing their thing. Maybe he left him to jungle camp. That must be it.
I've got a feeling that Collapse tried to kill his Helm creep, and then he just, grabbed another one before it died.
That's usually a pretty good chance.
Yeah. And what's Collapse at now? Nearly Aghanim Scepter, 400 gold away, under a Hawk currently. And BetBoom not really in the greatest spot to go and challenge him in the jungle.
Now, I don't know if Dota Plus is just being a little bit crazy today, but currently 52% in favor of BetBoom. Kind of interesting. You know, even with like a little bit of a gold lead here for the Radiant, a tower advantage, I believe, right? They've taken all 3 tier 1s.
Yeah, look at those odds. Definitely not in line with it.
No, Dota Plus, on the other hand, is just like, yeah, no, BetBoom got this.
I wonder if Dota Plus knows their MMRs. You know, if BetBoom have like a 2,000 MMR difference over Team Spirit, they're like, yeah, they've got it. Who cares hero picks? It's all about skill. Nightfall. Oh, he didn't get the roar up in time, and the immediate snap into action kills him off. Does roar the Rubik for now as they collapse onto low. But actual collapse, the Nature's Prophet is going to sprout and TP away. Save under the Moonlight Shadow. Still sticking around with the Spirit Siphons, and GPK aiming for another blink in potentially. And he's just going to avalanche and blink away. Doesn't want to continue this fight. Save's going to be left to the hounds.
TP's home, TP's right back. Spreads you for a kill. I don't know, this is getting a little out of control here.
Game 3 time?
What is Laurel now? 3, 1, and 4? Oh, there it is too. The eggs, of course.
Oh, the jump on Yatoro. Toss back into the arrow, but it's connected onto Miposhka, allowing Yatoro to sunder. GPK, the one being turned on. Dangerous territory for BetBoom to be fighting in here, and we are still yet to see Pure really get involved. Monkey King has stuck in that top lane, as we were talking about after the draft. Monkey King and Beastmaster, they stay in their lanes pretty much. And Nature's Prophet, he breaks the tree he's standing on. TP up from Lars, keeping the light pure, TPing home, and they've got no more stuns.
They do! They've
got the lift!
That was a long TP, right? He must have gone to a tier 2.
Goodness, and then back into the mid lane, toward the Tokyo. Blinding Light, Illuminate Blast, Lal, solo kills him. 6k lead emerges for Team Spirit here in game 2.
That was definitely a long TP. I'm not crazy, right?
Yeah, it looked like a long TP.
It had to be. There's just no way he was going. He must have been going to tier 2. Someone else had just gone to. That is painful.
How do you get out and play the map now? Like, Beastmaster is stuck. GPK's Tiny has fallen a little flat. Had a very good debut of the Blink Dagger, but the next 3 rotations have fallen short.
Oh yeah, that was a really long TP. That was almost 5 seconds.
But you went into the combat log to check the TP.
Yeah, I went to the combat log. He was like 4.5 seconds into that TP by the time Rubik got there. But that's why you keep going, you know? So many people would have just like backed away, but he was right. I don't know if he just like checked, but well done. Big plays there for a huge pickup because, you know, he's just been AFK farming this whole time trying to get that item before he fights. So making sure that he doesn't get away with that and has to spend even more time doing so is going to be really important for your team.
Yeah, I mean, Pure just frantically farming top jungle. The rest of his team trying to crack open the mid and bottom lanes, but with tier 1 tower still pretty strong in the mid lane. And it's difficult for BetBoom to get there. Team Spirit smoking both of their supports. And one of the weaknesses we definitely pointed out of BetBoom is they can't do this. Their two supports not the best at smoking and rotating together, whereas Tusk and Rubik, very good. If they can catch a glimpse of Save or any target around this mid lane, they die pretty much immediately.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Moonlight Shadow. BetBoom sees Rubik. Blow up Mira. And Exorcism used up. Miposhka going for the TP home, but he's cancelled at the last second. Boundless Strike is there from Pure. And even though the snowball is going to move over towards the Monkey King, a couple more hits and a GPK Avalanche will secure the 2 kills they needed.
Bit of revenge there for Pure as he captures someone at the end of their TP. So haha. Take the bonus, and well, fortunate for GPK, that's another one for him. As Tokyo grabbed the kill onto the Rubik with the Starstorm. So kind of like last game with BetBoom, this idea of just like maybe pushing a little bit too deep, getting a little bit greedy. Because, I mean, I wasn't really expecting Team Spirit to have this much of an edge at this point in the game. Just the fact that Laurel was owning so hard and rotating, getting these big nukes for the kills really gave them a lot of space, and they really tier 1 towers. But they still don't feel like they have the most, like, consistent form of initiation right now on the side of Team Spirit to actually go for these fights, right? Like, what is their jump?
Yeah,
Rubik?
It feels
I guess
like
it's root. It's Wrath of Nature.
Yeah, it's Wrath of Nature, but it also feels like they don't want to be the ones jumping to start team fights unless they know it's just one hero on their own. So
yeah.
I guess their ploy is, you know, push out waves with Prophet and TV, and then you have the choice of setting up at Roshan as like a 5-man unit. I think that's Team Spirit's strength, right? A 5-man unit at a tier 2 at a Roshan. We're here, come to us.
Yeah, exactly. They should be like pressing all the waves out, and then they basically don't want to force a fight until I feel like there's Scotty and like 2 more items on this TV.
Yeah, pretty much.
Until then, we're just farming.
Aegis will help. And a pretty speedy Roshan here from Team Spirit. It looks like BetBoom can't get there in time if they knew it was even happening. And what does he get? Level 4 Starstorm for Mira. Another bad steal.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Bit of a soft push on the tier 1 mid with Beastmaster summons. That gets cut short. GBK cuts the bottom wave.
Yeah, I was just looking at where'd that tree go?
I didn't hit that melee creep that's left to survive. Go forth, melee creep. Defend your tier 2.
Like, tell the others. This is a warning. Yeah.
Team Spirit, not even
a little piggy coming.
They're not even smoked. They're just walking straight through their own jungle, swinging across mid, in towards the Black Dragon. And GPK, Moonlight Shadow, and TPing away. A good bit of evacuation there by BetBoom, realizing that an Aegis TB was on the way.
And now they're going to smoke up here. Side Team Spirit.
Toronto, Tokyo, the first point of contact. Blown up immediately. Couldn't leap because of the roots. Nature's Prophet with that ultimate, showing how strong this Ags Gluttony build can be.
Yeah, save, I think.
Do they have him? He's broken the trees again. Pure with the Wukongs and the BKB up. Trying to fight back into class with the 4-staff away. Lala saved his Nature's Prophet, and they can quite easily turn. Keep the clicks on Pure. Make sure he can't jump atop the trees. He turned into one, but he dies. And back in the mid lane. I thought there was a go there. Nightfall was looking for the roar. But Yatro with Aegis and a potential snowball save out of Miposhka makes it a very difficult go.
Yeah. They were close to winning that fight mid as well, I think, and getting a few more kills onto BetBoom, but the silence from Save was clutch because, again, their initiation's relatively weak, but they do have good follow-up after the root. And the root came out on multiple heroes, and they were looking for like a snowball to plow over, ice shard them in, but the silence was there, ensured that the follow-up wasn't available there from Miposhka's Tusk. So, well played by Save, helping to stabilize things, but obviously losing your Monkey King makes things quite a bit worse here. As Team Spirit just continue to farm. That is the name of the game.
Yeah, pretty much 4-1 odds now, but it feels like BetBoom have stemmed the flow of bleeding for a little bit. That net worth advantage was, you know, going 6k, 7k, climbing, now down to 4 and plateauing a little bit.
The odds agree. They've also gone back down a little bit.
Oh, there we go.
3.7.
But yeah, it's been a good job playing this bottom part of the map, you know, just letting the first Roshan slip, allowing the Radiant to have it. But Pure? Okay, across the treetops we go. Get away from Yatoro. This makes the game a little harder, though. The challenge for BetBoom once they lose top tier 2, Outpost, and control of Roshan gives Team Spirit a massive map advantage.
Top tower is under attack.
Dave just lets it rip.
Middle tower is under
That's the thing.
If you're pressuring tier 2, we're going for the ulti. But Yaro says tier 2, I raise you. Tier 3.
Jeez, he's going for it. Yeah, glyph expended.
Radiant's
So now
middle
they only have a
tower
glyph
has
if a
fallen.
tier 3 dies, right? They don't have a second glyph for this top lane. And tier 2 bottom, I mean, it's slowly dying, but your base is about to be exposed. That not even making a move. Now the TPs. Oh,
Yeah, he's getting that permanent damage.
maybe
He's coming.
Thought about TPing bottom. He's thinking about it again, but you've lost your range barracks. And Yatoro, a minute and a half left on Aegis, doesn't want to overcommit into that enemy base. Well, it looks like they're trying to catch out Save and Nightfall, but they've already retreated from that bottom lane.
They didn't even get the tower.
No, they didn't.
He popped ulti.
They're still alive.
Well, that's no good.
That's a difficult spot to be in as BetBoom. Now you don't get outposts, you don't get to have that Beastmaster just plonking his summons and units in that bottom lane and shoving tier 3. And Mira leaping away from the top lane. Bound strike. Avalanche, another leap into the pig pole.
Oh, come on.
Pure is still chasing, but this is giving such an opportunity for Team Spirit to react. They've got outposts, they've got the ability to TP in with the Nature's Prophet, and Mira's given a free, bill of fresh health there to get away from top.
He has been pig poling everywhere. He has no desire for any other neutral item. I mean, to be fair, it's either Dagger or Wrist Duel or Brigand's Blade. You might as well keep the pig pole as a real thing.
Oh, Nightfall Corn. Where Poshka snowballed off the back of that root of the Nature's Prophet Wrath. Find the Thunderhide Lizard as well.
Hawk 2. Send out the birds!
Save that bottom through stun there is. They've got the root from the Gleipnir. Catch him as he was trying to TP out. So 2 kills.
The best player.
New life will make its home amongst your bones.
And that lead building for Team Spirit again. Halfway through meta for Yatoro will allow him to shove into tier 2. I really feel like BetBoom just scrambling to find any bit of space they can on the rest of the map. Monkey King is farming enemy ancients to try and keep himself relevant.
And he has an 8-second BKB. Tiny's a 9-second BKB. They need to try and find a forced fight inside Wukong while there's no Aegis. This is probably your best chance. It's either that or you wait until the next Aegis fight. But that's their glyph burnt now, so no glyph resets for 5 minutes here. Might be time to smoke out.
It feels like they've got to make a play somehow. You can't keep letting these tidal waves of aggression from Spirit keep hitting you and your base.
I don't know if you can wait for the next Aegis either to be like viable on spawning. Because that could be up to 5 minutes away right now. And I don't think things get better for you in 5 minutes. I think they just get worse.
Yeah, 5 minutes is another lane of barracks. Pure. Showing on mid. Team Spirit not falling for that bait, understanding the rest of BetBoom right behind the Monkey King. And Collapse is now taking up the little spots that Pure was trying to get.
I think they're going to lose it to trees, and terribly loses.
Yeah, there's no one defending it.
Team? Your base?
It's gone.
Dire's top barracks has fallen.
Oops.
Smoke time, though. Where's Monkey King? He's up
a weird
top.
smoke, though. Like, Poshka knows, right?
Yeah, he's just going to stand on top of these stairs. Hello. Oh, there's 4 of you here. GPK makes the jump. Snowball doesn't come. Boska down, buyback available, but the TV from the high ground raining hell upon BetBoom. Save gets off the ultimate, but you see how quickly they run away. They don't want to fight high ground with no vision into a meta TB. Rather dodge it, wait out that cooldown. Maybe start to think about playing mid to bottom.
There is an Invis rune here on GBK. They could go for something really cheeky. The Sentry that's currently in mid is dissipating, but nope, he's just going to go. Never mind. Alright, well, that wasn't ideal, but they got Tusk, so that's fine. They might not have Exorcism for the Roche, depending on how things go here, as we'll find out in 30 seconds when that spawn's going to be. Is there any item coming up that can save this? Like, there's no Blink coming. The Monkey Scotty's next. That's pretty far away. Any eggs is far away. No, there's no item.
That's the weirdest thing about this support duo, DP Mirana, right? Usually we're looking at a Tusk or a Tiny or an Earth Spirit. Where's their BKB? Where's their Blink? Where's their Greaves? Whatever it might be. Mirana has a gem and Arcane Boots, trying to get a 4-staff. Might be a bit impactful. There's a 4-staff on DP. It's okay, but it doesn't feel like there is a fight-winning item there that's going to really save them.
No, it really doesn't. Feels like it's more on the cores than this one. And it's a medium spawn on the road.
Where's that snowball going? Oh, it's onto the Black Dragon. Kills Monkey King. Thinking about the go in. And GPK's Tiny. Blinks onto Yatoro. Lincoln's on him. Battle Strike's there. The Wukong's command. It's a zoning one. Yataro's outside of the circle and he's pummeling into the Tiny. GPK trapped in the Sprout and dead.
The best player.
That is a tragic fight for BetBoom. No Tiny for 45 seconds. And they'll be thankful that there's no Roshan for a minute. But this could be another push up to high ground, especially when the TB grabs a double damage rune.
Yeah, and that was a pretty ambitious Wukong's command. It really did become a zoning one pretty fast there. Maybe they were hoping to get like a toss back or something and force him further in. I'm not sure. Maybe get a trade on GBK for Yadro or something, but the big blue dude is on your high ground and your buildings are gone.
Yeah, it felt like a very much an all-in on the TB. If they don't get the connection there, it's fight over. 3,000 health on Yatoro right now. Incredibly tanky. And he's got Hurricane Point and Sunder to play with as well. But as we can see, Nature's Prophet is actually the leader in terms of damage done. Wrath of Nature, one hell of a spell. And basically a position 1 in his own right. 18,000 net worth on Collapse as he spreads wide across the map, making sure there are no waves reaching his base.
Why does he get plus 60 damage for 50 seconds? That's a really long time.
Yeah, I mean, why does he have like the best stat game and base attack time, and he's a ranged hero? And
he must be Ice Frog's favorite.
He must be, yeah.
I mean, he's got the stat game. He's always pretty relevant.
Just having a global TP. You know, you remove his other 3 spells, and he still has the best spell in the game.
And he just has the, what superpower do you want when you're like 5?
Yes.
I want to fly. I want to teleport everywhere. That's it. Ice Frog just made him first, and he just can't fix it.
Exactly. I can be anywhere I want to be. I'll TP into a bank vault. Haha!
It's gonna say the exact same thing. Oh god. Our brains were so wise when we were young. That still makes you a criminal, you know. I don't think I really consider the consequences.
Don't care.
Yeah, but you get caught. They have cameras in there.
Wear a mask?
Where are they gonna imprison me? I'll TP out.
Well, look at the Nature's Prophet. He's got a scarf that's covering most of his face, and he's got like an eye patch.
Yeah. That's a criminal.
He is ready for the life of crime. You're only a criminal if you get caught. He'll TP away from you. Now here's that Roche. The big man's back.
They need a thief.
And the shard. They do. Where's the Ricky? Where's the sneaky little thief to come in and backstab? Nightfall's a little trapped up there with the shards. A weird approach to this fight, but they've got a root on the Monkey King. Stuck on the high ground. GPK's in towards the mirror. Rubik, but the Walrus Punch. Here's a stuck. Initiation of Pure is absolutely stuck up there. Can't Wukongs, can't move, can't fight. Team Spirit, they're going to run over this team fight. 4 staff up to the high ground for the DP. Trying to Crypt Swarm back onto them, but GPK's stuck now. The roots from Collapse, connecting on every target they need. A buyback from the DP now, but this is Roche wide open for Team Spirit.
There's something so funny about someone being on a pillar and Rubik telekinesing them up there and then just setting them right back down to the same spot. Like, there is nowhere worse for you to be. Like, I don't need to throw you tonight.
Good boy. I mean, yeah, Monkey King did 182 damage in that fight, and it's like on Treants and a bit of Maelstrom striking other heroes. Well, there's Aegis Terrorblade. Nightfall roars up the Nature's Prophet. Wukong's is good for the Battle Strike. Looking to kill off Collapse and Mikoshka. They might get the job done. The statue's getting the final touch. But here comes the big boy, Yatoro, ready to fight. Kill off save, the dieback of the DP. And now the move into that bottom tier 2 from Team Spirit.
That was a good instant TV from Pure. He recognized the situation. Okay, I got 1. I'm out of here. That is a good trade. Especially if maybe they YOLO buy back because they just want to push high ground right now, but there's really no reason to. They can just wait. Meta's up when Nature's Prophet respawns anyway, so they should just be planning for that wave to make it. So if you're BetBoom, go! Be free! Cut waves! So it's the only hope.
How do you get there? Your mid lane's on your tier 4s.
Alright, that's true. Bit of an issue, I suppose.
Can't escape the prison. And Yatoro having that chakra magic to lower the cooldown of Metamorphosis feels incredibly good. It's something we didn't really touch on because, you know, in the past there was a support keeper with a Terrorblade that would be just following him around. But you've got this mid console that can do a tremendous job at keeping Terrorblade up and running.
So good and
so good and tasty. Love it. Best chat wheel line from that team. He's disconnected. Probably going to see some disconnects in a minute or so here from BetBoom.
I'm thinking so.
Because Pure on this treetop.
That's so scary.
Yeah, this is very spooky. Are you going to jump? Go on, jump.
The old curse of the Deadwood. Let him know.
Save it. Nearly should up dying just to TB in his illusion army. And Team Spirit very nicely spaced. They see Pure. He gets caught out. Who comes to BKB's up? But he's getting punched directly down. Collapsed though, and the toss back. Mirror dead. Pure still alive on 10 HP. Finally, Yatoro gets the job done. Sunder to play with. Zips it onto the lull as night falls. Snowball upon and dead. 2 gone for a minute here, and Save with her. Exo and the Spirit Siphons trying to play forward with the rest of Spirit, but Yatoro is having none of it. Turns and slays the big tiny, and GG Call takes this to game 3.
Yeah, they played pretty well this one, I have to say. Yeah, it felt like they were taking the lead pretty early and not letting go. I mean, wow, that was kind of crazy. That was one of the coolest Coddle mid games I've ever seen, which is a phrase I never thought I would say. Because he didn't just stack and farm. Yeah, it did. Yeah, it looked like he was not set up for success, and he just made moves. He just ran around, he hit his nukes, and people died.
Yeah, he had 11 CS while Tiny was 24 and 15, and then he ran around killing people over and over again. Like that monkey lane, you'd think Mirana Monkey pretty solid, boundless arrow. But Team Spirit outplayed them in every single lane, it felt like.
Yeah, he absolutely crushed. Not only did he do 8,000 damage, 8,000 in heals, which is pretty sweet. He did like more than that in just like the overall damage on those illuminates as well. Like he's blasted people for about the same amount. It was about 8k each, so nice and even on the heals as well as the offensive potential. And of course, most of that coming in the early parts of the game when he was just helping to carry Collapse and Yatoro. In the later stages, Lara was just kind of hanging out. He's just kind of there. You know,
chilling.
Yatoro and Collapse were the real damage dealers in the end. But BetBoom, they set up decently for the lanes, I think, with the support duo. Like, I get it, but the cohesion of the lineup was very strange.
Yeah, there's that weakness of keeping heroes like too flexible, and you're left in this last situation where you're looking for that perfect pick, and you move the little pieces around, but it doesn't quite line up as you would have wanted. Also props to Team Spirit for picking the Tusk and banning the clock. In that second phase, making sure Toronto Tokyo was forced onto a ranged hero, which he's performed not as well as compared to some of the melee 5s that he's been playing recently. But yeah, tying things up 1 apiece now. Team Spirit against BetBoom, down to 1 game to find out who is that top team in Eastern Europe. As we'll take a quick break and return with the final game of the tour.